Greetings from Sydney. Very stormy day here on a Tuesday afternoon. I thought, Peter, we've got a lot of demolition done and we can see all the deck beams on Barlovento now, so I wanted to give you a little update on what we've uncovered. So we're starting up in the bow, as you can tell, and we have quite a bit of rot in these vertical pieces of oak here that help support the bowsprit. They actually extend up inside the bulwark, and we cut them off here to be able to get the bulwark off in a more easy manner. But there's some rot there in these pieces here, and it's the rot in this that caused the rot on the planking on the other side that I know that you've seen. And there's rot here in the top of the stem as well. Not sure how far down that goes, but it looks like we're going to have to chop a piece of that off and scarf it on as well. A little bit of rot here in the top of the clamp right here. So most of the clamp I think is in pretty good shape, but the little bit at the front here shows some damage. This first deck beam back here showing severely rotted in the middle. And then we get into a section of deck beams that Craig replaced. You can tell the ones he replaced, they don't come very well to the edge, and they have a lot of epoxy glue on them. But here, this next section through the foredeck to the main mast, I think that group of deck beams could be salvaged, at least here to the back of the hatch. See a bit of rot right here. All this big blocking here is blocking that Craig added up from the bottom and glued it to the underside of the decking, and that's why you see the decking very stuck to these ones. This beam here appears to be in fairly rough shape as well at the ends and in the middle there. Here we have a replaced one again, and then this one here is not in good shape at the end here as well. So moving back, this is the bracing again that Craig did. Here's a deck beam that's very rotted at the end. Pieces like this just coming off. Most of the frames show quite a bit of splitting at the end because of the screws from the planking. The big screws that weren't properly drilled for have caused some splitting in a lot of the frames here. I don't see that as big a problem as what we're seeing with the deck beams, but a lot of the deck beams here show quite a bit of damage. This section of the deck really shows the unfairness of it. This back hatch here, the big one is tilted up this way, and then this next hatch forward is tipped down that way, and the next one forward from that is tipped back up again this way. So we're seeing a rolling kind of a wave section here. We're looking forward to sorting that out with the new deck beams. So as we move out here, we get to the house where we have it all detached all the way around except for a couple of bolts that we need to cut. We actually have a power outage right now for a period of time, and we're catching up with our cleanup in that period, but we hope to have that disconnected before the end of the day. This section here shows quite a bit of rot at the ends of the deck beams. In fact, these ones aren't even existing here at the end. So this section very poor shape deck beams. This section here are the mahogany deck beams that Craig replaced that show in the aft cabin. So these are the new deck beams for this section here. Here's more evidence of the kind of rot on the outboard end of this beam here. And then as we get to the back, these two are laminated beams that Craig, I think, put in through holes in the planking or in pieces of planking taken off. They're very kind of unfair and just obviously it was a place where they couldn't get at, or you can't really see very well. But in the back of the boat here in the lazarette section, there's quite a bit of rot here in the transom frame. The top of the transom frame on both sides, that has a little patch, but there's rot below it as well, and some rot evident in the vertical framing on the transom as well. This is the shear plank that has quite a bit of rot right here. Yeah, so this is where we're at. We have it pretty much all exposed right now, and we can see all the damaged areas. And wanted to give you a bit of an idea of what we're looking at. It seems like the deck framing and the repairing of the deck framing is going to be a bigger job than we talked about originally. It seemed like the old deck, while it was reinforced with all the cross bracing that Craig did, none of the beams were well attached on the outboard edge, so it was really kind of just floating there like a shoebox lid, but not really attached to the box. So we're looking forward to being able to make some improvements to that. So anyway, that's where we're at right now, and feel free to call or email, and we're going to be sending you an invoice to date tomorrow, and wanted you to have a little peek at how your project's looking today. So we'll talk to you soon.